Well, any discussion of the 57th legislative session would be incomplete without the insights of eCapitol News Director Shawn Ashley, who joins us now. And my first question is, how many of these sessions have you been part of?
Well, this will be the 15th session which I've covered. I also worked for the Office of State Finance for 7 years and the House of Representatives for a year. So I've spent a lot of time inside the Capitol.
We've come to the right place. Let's begin with the budget battles we can expect over the next couple of months. And right now, do we have an idea how much money is there to be allocated?
Well, when you look at the governor's budget that he outlined on Monday, he's looking at spending about $8.2 billion. That's in keeping with the amount of money that was spent for the current fiscal year. Now, one of the interesting things about the governor's budget is that it leaves money on the table. His Secretary of Budget, Mike Mazzei, was very specific about that. There's about $163 million that they want to work with legislators to look at spending as they work through this legislative session. But on February 18th, the Board of Equalization meets for a second time, and it will recertify the numbers for the fiscal year 21 budget, and Secretary Mazzei expects those numbers to decline by $25 to $50 million as a result of low energy prices.
Now, always education is a huge part of the budget, close to 50%. What are the teacher priorities in this session?
Well, when you look across education as a whole, the State Department of Education, the Regents for Higher Education, and Career Tech are all looking for increases. The largest, of course, comes from the State Department of Education itself, which is looking for a 7% increase, about $220 million. A big portion of that would go for just operations, $117 million. They're also looking at money to fund increases in the flexible benefit allowance and other aspects of the education system.
First week, the House passes an abortion bill. What's in it?
Well, this bill would revoke the licenses of doctors who perform an abortion unless it was performed to save the life of the mother. Now, it's rather unusual to see such a big piece of legislation considered during the first week. But this is one of those bills that was carried over from the 2019 legislative session, which made it possible for them to hear it during the first week of the legislative session.
Okay, so last year, the governor received pretty high marks for his first session, reached across the aisle, got a lot of things done. Now, was that first session honeymoon, and do you expect that to continue or be different this time?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. As we listened to his State of the State speech, we saw him make an effort to reach out to legislators. He cited a number of pieces of legislation that he essentially endorsed and asked lawmakers to pass in order to advance his own agenda. But of course, there have been some concerns about some of his work within the budget process and some other moves that he's made. So in the end, we'll see week to week and day to day how that plays out.
And off we go.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.